Wow, the book festival was really something else. Hi, it's Jeff Beesler for Beesler Book Buzz, episode number 19, and I just had a phenomenal time. Well, I should say half of me had a phenomenal time because Reader Jeff had a blast. Seeing all the books, being around the bookish community, just seeing that reading is far from uh, DOA. So it was just really exciting to see all the books out there. I even got like a calendar for my one daughter, and then a DC Supergirls book, which the author signed, which was really awesome, and gave us some um, swag. I guess it's the word I'm looking for that. But yeah, that was a phenomenal class. Now, the author in me, on the other hand, didn't do what he was set out to do. The reason I had gone to the book festival in the first place was, to, just, try to, put feelers out there and, introduce myself to some of the bookstore community. And yeah, that didn't happen. I kind of clammed up. And so it just goes to show one of the reasons why I haven't done book events yet in this lifetime is, well, the easier excuse that I have is money. I don't have funds for that. The much more complicated answer is that live events, being a vendor, the thought of it seems frightening, seems daunting. So I'm not quite ready to do that. I don't think I need to get there. I need to just break the ice, just plow right on through, just do one event because I I feel like if I can do one event, eventually, I'll get used to it. It's just like pretty much anything else, like recording these substacks, for you. I had a hard time for the longest time doing this, and like in the early middle part of this year, you could see that I was missing at least the first Tuesday of every month, but I kept pushing myself to make videos each and every week on the Tuesday, and now I've got into a habit. This is so number 19, so I'm working hard on it, and I'm continual work in progress, and there you go. So, yeah, but if I can do videos, I can do live events. I need to, get going and just get the ball rolling on that. I mean, I got business cards now, so that's not really a good excuse anymore. And I'm still working on, getting that stuff, but again, it does take money and a lot of stuff that I just don't have at the moment, but I'm going to keep on working on it. And so, yeah, because I'm going to do this the rest of my life. I mean, I'm about to release my 21st book that I've been talking about, Bubbles versus the Interstellar Dad. So, and I'm making huge progress on Metaflora. My will probably be my 22nd book, and that's the third volume in the Meta Misfits series. And I got 10 pages edited yesterday. I'm already on to page 84 of this editing, and I started like only a couple weeks ago. Like I think it was 3 weeks ago now. Seems like sounds about right. It was about the same time as my class reunion, I think, that I started it. So yeah, so I was planning on getting beta readers like around September 30th, but I'm gonna be able to pull that forward, just get the book out to the beta readers around the same time I launch my 21st book. So yeah, and little funny thing I want to show ya here. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. We so kind of made a little bit of a slight error. I mean, I just it was just one of those things that I didn't catch before I, hit the publish button on one website, which would be the draft to digital side of things. But let's see here. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. That screen's too tiny. Oh, maybe. I'm currently up to 5 pre-orders for Bloodbirds versus the Interstellar Dad, which is awesome. Um, let's see here. I was trying to show you though. Oh, wait. This is. I know the glare is kind of hard to see, but this is the Barnes and Noble website. And if you look, let me try it one more time. If you look, wait, what is it? Here and here. My first book's already available. So if you're not wi- eager to, you know, or if you're not patient enough for the Amazon website, you can always go to the Barnes and Noble. Maybe get yourself a paperback. I mean, if you go to the Amazon website to get the book, it'll also show the paperback one. And I can't wait to get the paperback for myself. Get the copy. I want to see the whole Wallblade Wars saga in its entirety, and I'm missing Wallblades versus Interstellar Dad. I'm also missing Wallblades versus Metamorphosis because I ended up giving my one and only copy to my cousin Frankie uh, because we saw each other at the class reunion. So I just wanted to thank him for how inspirational he was. In the past several years, I actually wrote a scene in Bobwoods versus Meta Misfits, and now I'm really regretting not having the book on hand. Do I have the book on hand? Ooh, gotta go back to a certain app on the phone. Let's see here. Um, just gotta go to the Kindle app. Let's see, I'm gonna do that. Let's see. Okay. So I'm navigating this. Well, there it is right here. Oops, I want to do that. There we go. I have it on my phone. So I'm talking about Blobwoods versus Meta Misfits, which is the last book I published last year, and that's this pretty much the very first chapter. So I well, let me just read a little bit. Let me see. Where can I say? I'm on page one, page two. Let's see. Okay, here. Oh, okay. So the first paragraph, I'll read that. How about that? Really quick. Travis McBeery plopped down into his arena seat, jostling the beer in his hand. About an inch of liquid spilled over the rim of the red plastic cup. He grumbled, then laughed at himself. In about 5 minutes, he'd completely forget all about the mess and his clumsiness. He still couldn't believe he'd scored a front row seat to his favorite sport in the world, cage fighting. Being up close to the cage filled him with a buzzing joy. Or maybe that was just the alcohol whispering in his mind. Okay, so I don't watch cage fighting at all. But my cousin, he was in the fighting. He was like a coach. I think he participated in fighting, something like that, for several years. This was a few years back. And I was just thinking, that's inspirational. That's material I could use for my book. So yeah, because I'm not really into sports, but I'm not gonna exactly ignore sports when it comes to the characters in my books, their lives. It's kind of like a slice of life thing, which one of my reviewers was actually talking about with some of my other books. But so I just I just feel like adding that little layer makes the characters seem more three dimensional, not cartoon character-y. I like keeping uh people knowing what's going on, in their day-to-day life. Not I don't want to make it boring, like snooze fest, but I like adding that extra layer just so that when you're actually rooting for the characters, they feel so real, it's helps with the immersion of reading the books and stuff. So yeah. And so I just want to make sure that I show that extra little little whatever it's called, like glimpse into their lives. There we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I had a blast at the book festival. And like I said, the reader in me enjoyed it. The author in me had a lot of work to do. I am a continual work in progress. And that's going to be the way it is for the rest of my life because I'm going to keep producing these. I'm going to keep producing books for the rest of my life because these characters will not leave me alone. But yeah, so on that note, that's all I have this week for the Beesler's Book Buzz. 3 week out until the launch of my 21st book. But if you cannot wait, again, go to the two websites I talked about. You can even go to jeffbeeslerbooks.com. The easiest way to get to the links, yeah, you know, and because I have the links available on the, my own personal site. So, and yeah, I will have more stuff for you next week. Same Jeff time, same Jeff channel. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.